So have you ever found that your field sessions go a little like this? All right, aim just right of that tree. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh. All right, well, this time we'll hold on to the disc. Just right of that tree again. Four. Oh. Medic? Yeah. I need help hitting my lines. Spin it. What is up, DMD family? Welcome back to another Discs MD video. I haven't done this in a while, so I figured why not. But go ahead and smash the subscribe and the like and the notification bell. The channel's been getting like crazy hits lately with the tutorial videos, so I'm going to keep that going. So thank you so much for your support. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Glad you came along for the journey and hope you stay for a while. But go ahead and hit the subscribe and like and the notification. That all helps the channel out and helps me make more videos like these. So let's get on to our content. So I feel like outside of the typical how can I throw a disc a million miles question, the next biggest question that we amateurs ask is, how do I become more accurate, or how do I hit my lines better off the tee? The pros, I mean, they seem like they effortlessly hit their lines off the tee with regularity, right? They'll miss their lines occasionally, and they'll miss their lines by, you know, slightest margins of error. But I know for me, at the beginning, I'm happy to get within 50 feet of where I want to throw my disc. And I always struggled with, how do I become more consistent hitting that specific line that I want to hit? And as I've been progressing in my maturity in disc golf and developing my skill in disc golf, I think I've narrowed my tendency to be accurate down to two different things. And I'm going to talk about both of them and hopefully not take too long doing it. One is my grip, and the second one is my arm path. So let's talk about the grip first. You can go back and look at videos from Robbie C. and Josh from Overthrow, and I think Dylan from Iceberg did it as well. You should all know their channels well. Just go back and look through their death grip or gripping it hard, or something to do with gripping the disc hard, back through their videos. I'll try to find them and link them in the description below. And I tried it on one of my videos, and I'll put that description up here. How they, Robbie C's coach, Mike Strauss, told Robbie C to go out to the field and to grip the disc as hard as humanly possible to throw. But Mike came back and put a warning in there that this is not how you want to throw the disc while you're playing. It was merely a tool for Robbie to get over the fact of early releasing. And I find, excuse me, I've swept these all over me and I can't stand them. I find that I do the same thing. So as I was trying to think about how I am supposed to hit my line off the tee box, I found that once I got my arm path down, one thing that was really hindering from me hitting my accurate line was I let go of the disc. And this is a byproduct, I think, of rounding, right? Because when we round, there's really no end point. There's an arc that we have to guess about where we want to let it go. And then when we get to that point, I let the disc go. But we really shouldn't be letting the disc go. I have had that question from the beginning of my playing, right? Do I get to the end and let go with my hand? And the answer to that question is no. I don't think we do. I think we hold onto the disc and let the disc force itself out of our hand, which is why we don't want to death grip the disc, but we also don't want to hold it too loosely to where it's slipping out. And we also don't want to consciously release our hand. I think that's where I get into my problems from early releasing, is I let go with my hand. And for whatever reason, I think mostly it's because I'm afraid that I'm going to grip lock, but it's not really grip lock. It's rounding and releasing late. I'm afraid I'm going to release late, so I let go early. The point of Mike Strauss's drill with Robbie C was, if you do your form properly, the disc is going to come out of your hand. So go in front of your net, grip the disc as hard as you can, and throw. The disc is going to, and that form was terrible, but the point is the disc is going to come out of your hand. You don't have to let go of the disc. One way that I can get better at hitting my line is stop early releasing and just hang onto the disc and trust the form that the disc is going to come out when I want it to come out. I mean, I know that's easier said than done, but again, this requires practice. So I come out, and some of my practices are just holding onto the disc, not as hard as I can, but hard, and consciously holding the disc and throwing it and reassuring myself that the disc is going to come out of my hand, even though I'm holding it hard, right? And Josh has a grip drill that he has people to do this sort of go over this as well, that I've done a little bit. So you can go over to Overthrow and watch that video, and he has a drill that he does for grip. Grip is one reason we don't hit our line, and to me, the majority of not hitting my line due to grip is early releasing. A lot of you say, well, I grip lock a lot, and that's what we're going to get into next. I don't think it's grip locking. As I've been focusing on my arm path and really concentrating on getting the disc through the power pocket and to the hit instead of rounding the disc, I've found that there is a point in time when the disc is supposed to come out of your hand, and it is a very definite point in time. As I mentioned before, if we're rounding, the problem with rounding and accuracy is I'm coming around my body, and it's sort of this arc, right? That's pretty even and consistent around the entire radius of the round. So when I was rounding, I had to guess as to when on this arc I was supposed to release the disc, because there was no definite point to tell my body this is when the disc comes out. So when my arm path wasn't correct and I was rounding, when I grip locked, it was just merely a late release in my rounding, right? I would release late. It's not really me grip locking, it was releasing late. I would either release early or I would release late. So there's guesswork when you round as to where you let go of the disc. And what I found was that when I corrected my arm path and I got it through the power pocket and to the hit, guess what? That's a definite endpoint to the disc path. And that is when the disc is supposed to come out. Now, I get it. When you get here, you finish, but that's your follow through. When I concentrate on my arm path, if you watch my last video, I concentrate on getting to the hit. Bam, right there. And that's when the disc comes out. Do you ever wonder why pros stand on the tee pad and they do this? They're practicing the hit, and that's where they want to release, right? So they rehearse in their mind, this is where the disc is supposed to come out. All right, now let's get set up and throw. And I've been doing that, and I'm telling you what, I have been much more accurate since I've been doing this. Like much more accurate. It's not even close. Anymore, the only time I late release is when I'm trying to really muscle up on the disc and I turn my shoulders, and then I late release because I get back to rounding, right? Or if I early release, it's because I'm afraid of rounding and grip locking. So, I mean, those are the two reasons that I think that we don't hit our lines as amateurs. One, because we're rounding and we don't know when to let go of the disc. And two, because we're afraid of grip locking and we let go of the disc and we release early. So we either early release and it goes, for you right-handers, it goes left of your target, or you round and it goes right of your target. So how do I practice not early releasing and not rounding, hitting my target where I want to hit it? All right, well, here's my setup from a different angle, and I'm going to show you this for a reason, because when I practice this, I aim on my net. There is a spot on my net where I want to hit every single time I throw the disc. So like I said before, I will come out and I'll throw, I have a stack of discs right here. I have 9 discs right now. Usually it's 10. I had to grab 9 for some reason. Yes, and they're all Lone Star discs, every single one of them. But I'll come out and I'll go through the whole stack, gripping the disc hard and then throwing it, right? Not really worrying about where I'm hitting in the net, but just lining up like I showed you before, grabbing the disc hard and throwing it hard, okay? And making sure that I hold on to it all the way through with the motion. But then once I get done with that, I practice that in relation to my arm path and getting to the hit. So I'll stand right in front of my net, I'll line my feet up, and then I'll get my hit release where I want it. I want to go right in this corner. When I aim, aim right for this corner, this right corner of my net. So I'll stand, I'll get my hit release, and then I'll do my arm path. And I missed because I let go. So I'll do it again. Right there is where I want to hit. Right? That time I held on to it, and the arm release, the hit was right where I wanted it to be. Right there. And again, I hit it again. So I'll come out and I'll go through 2 or 3 stacks of the discs, getting my hit, getting my position, getting my arm motion, and making sure I'm hitting my spot every time. And every time it is grip the disc hard, not a death grip, but grip it tight and don't round. And I'm telling you, the guys that I play with, they comment that I'm much more accurate. I think if you look at my last video, I think that one's coming out before this one. My future son-in-law said I'm much more accurate, and he's right. I'll hit my line a majority of the time now. So if you want to become accurate, these are some things that I've incorporated into my game that have worked. Maybe you can try them out in your game and help you with your accuracy as well. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks again for your support and for coming along with me. But until next time, enjoy the journey. Here's your verse of the day.